let's picture this scene. It's just past midnight and you turn your phone brightness down all the way to "Please don't wake up my fiance," and you're doom scrolling through an online auction site meant for garage sale leftovers between broken Nintendo 64 controllers and dusty DVD boxes, and there sits a battered Sony Mini DV camcorder. The seller's loan photo is grainy. The plastic lens cap dangles on a frayed string, and a stripe of masking tape on the side reads, in smeared markers, "CN, property of the park." Nobody has bid. The price is $5, shipping included. You shrug and you click twice, and you forget about it until the padded envelope lands on your porch a week later. The camera smells of attic dust and cherry soda syrup. The battery stumbles to life. The LCD shudders like a dying moth, yet instinct overrules caution, and you press play. Static blossoms, stabilizes, and resolves into a battered, sun-bleached lawn. Two silhouettes step into frame. It's Mordecai and Rigby, recognizable in any solution or resolution. Now carry a hint of age in shoulders and tail. They argue softly about lunch. A timestamp in the corner reads April 14, 2026. Then off screen, a voice you haven't heard since 2017 drifts into the mic. It's Pops, cheerful as ever, calling the duo by their names. 30 seconds later the tape ends, but the internet storm it starts will rage for months. That impossible clip becomes the spark behind something Warner executives starts calling regular show lost tapes. In the weeks that follow, loose fillings of information churn through social feeds. A single line, festival listing, a handful of job ads for DV noise compositors, a casting call, swim slide nobody was supposed to screenshot, taken alone. Each clue feels like trivia. Woven together, they outline a revival no one predicted yet everyone suddenly craves. 8 solid facts have surfaced, anchoring points you can trust. 2 fan theories refuse to go quiet, and 5 open questions hover like static between channels, and somewhere, locked in a vault or forgotten on an auction site, more tapes may wait their return. Tonight we follow the breadcrumb trail from the first camcorder to the biggest unanswered what if in Cartoon Network history. We'll revisit classic episodes, touch on other comeback miracles, and keep one wary eye on the corporate ledger that could still cancel everything for a tax write-off. Grab a cheeser, nudge the tracking dial, and maybe test your parents' old VCR. Once lost tape drops, you might need it. Every June, animation insiders fill the French lakeside city of Annecy for a convention equal parts lecture hall, wine bar, and fever dream. The printed program rivals a short novel in page count, so it isn't outrageous that a single entry, black text, no logo, passed unnoticed at first glance. Regular show 2025, work in progress session with CG Quintel, creator, Paula Spence, executive producer, and Glaze, supervising director. No teaser art, no Remember the Park nostalgia blast, merely a line of type on page 3. 2 days later, a Spanish fan blog circled it in red, posted the PDF file, and hashtag regular show trended worldwide for the first time since Pops hurled himself and Anti-Pops into the sun. So why does the 8 years silence break matter? Animated reboots follow a rhythm. Within 2 or 3 years of a finale, they get a clip show special, or maybe a tie-in game. The quick cash play, 5-year gaps usually birth short miniseries aimed at nostalgia collectors. But 8 years? The window only closes when the original creator feels that he has something genuinely new to say. CG Quintel spent the lull writing close enough, a sitcom about scraping by in your 30s while monsters lurk in the laundry room. If he's staring Mordecai and Rigby again, accept maturity, regret and jokes about knee pain. Industry newsletter Animation Insider claims that the green light pitch was 9 minutes of purely in-universe video, Pop's diary reading. CCTV of park lot, kaiju fights and shaky flip phone, clip labeled Rigby proposal fail, MP4. Executives laughed hard enough to pre-order 2 30-teen episode seasons. Warner's press office calls the story folklore, yet every later leak reinforces a found footage backbone. A lost tape in fiction tends to fill one of 3 roles: hidden years, new adventures, spliced quietly between known episodes, safe for canon, tricky for continuity hawks, parallel reality, alternative universes, branches from familiar choices, but potentially confusing, future discovery, old characters unearthed, forgotten records and recon with the past, job ads, casting notes, and the rumor pilot all lean into door 3 with a sparkling of door 1, so old villains can cameo without resurrection. Headaches. A freelance pipeline engineer bragged on LinkedIn that he built a 50 terabyte flame-ready archive merging 09 masters with 24 EXRs. Translation: the team ingested every raw frame from season 7's so editors can jank perfect clips on demand. The same screenshot displayed 2 tantalizing assets folders, Ledger's Pop and Frenemy file. Pop's ledger suggests a self-recorded diary, maybe the heart of future episodes. The Frenemy folder points towards every antagonist, from Garrett Bobby Ferguson to the Hot Dog Knights, awaiting glitch-ladled appearance. If you need precedent, consider Adventure Time Distant Lands, where HBO hopped centuries up the timeline yet flashed back at will, or Cobra Kai, which weaponized VHS karate glory to fuel adult midlife drama. Lost Tapes is poised to blend between approaches, cosmic peril unfolding through grainy handheld footage while present-day consequences hit characters in their crawl feeds. The next breadcrumb arrived from the north at Warner Canada, fall up front. A single slide flashed, regular show Lost Tape, 26x22, Adult Swim Canada, 2025/26, 2 seasons, financed before a storyboard hits paper. Meanwhile, Cartoon Network US offers only silence. That gap birthed theories. Midnight linear, classic Adult Swim slot, next day drops on HBO Max. Full binge, all 13 episodes released at once, Netflix slide. Split release, Canada's watch weekly, US fans binge quarterly. Censorship also shifts. Regular show already snuck pissed crap and borderline shirt rips past a Y7 rating. A midnight label allows bruises that stay. The occasionally uncensored damn and finals that stretch past 22 minutes when rhythm demands the danger. Go too edgy, lose the heart, stay too mild, and Adult Swim's older crowd changes channel. Quintel balanced the line with close enough. The chances are that he's gonna thread the needle again. So who's talking and who's casting the clues? Well, it's confirmed that Quintel reprises Mordecai. William Sailors screams Rigby again. Can't wait, he told his patrons. Mark Himmel quietly dropped that Skips punch an alien again during a charity Twitch stream. Minty Lewis hopped on Instagram Live to celebrate older Eileen. Likely, Jennifer Hale teased new Redbird lines, so Marges circles back. Tane Taylor tweeted a single storm cloud emoji, and fans read CJ loud and clear. Sam Marino, who voices Benson, Pops, and Muscleman, has publicly silent. If Pops only returns via old audio, minimal new work is needed. But Benson's absence stir anxiety. Retirement, or is it something heavier? And then we have the wildcard. A casting call lists Pipe the Red Panda 17, caffeine addict, collector of broken DV cams. Maybe it's Mordecai's kid, or maybe Benson's new intern. Maybe the show's Gen C anchor who thinks VH noise is retro aesthetic. And then we have the Pops paradox. Pops season 8 sacrifice turned into endless absurdity, into a gut punch. Undoing it risks a cheap reset. 3 paths lie open. The first one, full resurrection, emotional whiplash, canon fracture. So all the emotional pain that we felt when Pops died is gonna be damaged. Archive only supplies unheard lines from old seasons. Pops returns as voice but not as a body. And the third option, Pops up in flickering frames, offering guidance but never steps into the presence. A TikTok storyboard leaks shows the note, Coffee Cups Pops, episode 103. Benson is the coffee fiend, not Pops. Maybe years later Benson finds a tape where Pops finally confesses why he mispronounced Benson as Bert. Closure without the necromancy. So all the signs point to a time skip. Warner's recruitment page sought artists able to draw expressive aging, wrinkled beaks, soft belly fur, graying gumballs. That screams 40-something Mordecai, hoodie-dad Rigby, and maybe skips wincing during Tai Chi. A dual timeline setup practically writes itself. Present day scenes about mortgage and teenagers, flashback tapes brimming in with cosmic chaos, middle-aged jokes around. Rigby power naps, then mutters about early bird specials. Mordecai lectures swing generation art students who label him Boomer J. Skips leads low impact yoga because the knee vote no on Sumer alts. Moments later, the same episode jump cuts to 2012 camcorder footage where young Skips backflips off a death meteor. Humor meets wishful ache. Theory number 1. The return of Thomas. Season 7 unmasked intern Thomas as KGB spy Nikolai. After the finale he vanished. A recent LinkedIn casting ad requests a late 30s Russian accent. Comedic yet menacing. All but posting a neon arrow at him. Pair that with the frenemy file folder and a plot emerges. Thomas spent a decade in exile gathering leverage. Pop's cosmic diary equals galactic ransom. Imagine episode 5, Rigby's son cracks a tape labeled Nikolai. On screen, grey-furred Thomas murmurs, "Your father never knew how close I came to erasing everything." Suddenly, the lost tapes are nuclear codes in a cardboard sleeve. Fights turn cerebral. You can't hug launch a goat into the sun. You must debate, trap, or redeem him. Adult Swim loves that moral grey. The park kids crack the vault, slide a little deeper into the merch leaks and content doodles, and a very different future takes shape. One that doesn't hinge on Cold War or cosmic deja vu, but on pure succession. Late last year, Warner's consumer products team slipped an image into a holiday catalog. A toddler-sized hoodie printed with Muscle Man's old wrecked hammer wrestling logo. At first, it read like a random nostalgia gag, until an intern's Instagram carousel surfaced a week later, showing 3 uncolored character silhouettes skating on hoverboards, each less than half Mordecai's height. Factor in the casting notice for a 17-year-old red panda who hoards busted mini DV camcorders, the way sneakerheads hoard Jordans, and the jigsaw finally clicks. Generation 2 is about to inherit the park. Imagine the cold open Mordecai, older, clutching a travel mug that declares world's okay art dad, trudges towards the snake-shaped complaining about lower back twinkles. Rigby limps beside him, hoodie stretched by a discreet dad bod, asking whether triple espresso counts as breakfast. Off screen, small voices argue about whose turn it is on the park's antique golf cart. We push past Mordecai's shoulder and find 3 teens, Rudy Raccoon, May Magpie, and Pipe Panda, loading a crate marked confiscated tapes onto that wobbly cart. The adults are too tired to notice. The kids are too curious not to pry. Later that night, those same teens gather in a toll shed, bypass the rusted padlock thanks to Pipe's homemade lockpick watch, and slot tape 01 into deck salvaged from Benson's junk pile. On screen pops season 3 Mordecai performing an epic slow motion falcon punch on a screaming vending machine. The shed explodes with laughter and an utterly worldly shimmer. The tape isn't just footage, it's a portal. The boundary between 2013 and 2033 pops like a soap bubble. and the vending machine from the video staggers through in real life, still hurtling soda cans at anything that moves. The rest of the season practically writes itself. Kids film the chaos for clout. Interdimensional glitches attract retired villains trying to finish old grudges. Parents realize they can't bubble wrap teenagers on any more than Benson could ever bubble wrap them. What makes the setup sing is balance. Every new face is tied to a classic heartstring. Rudy Raccoon, Rigby and Eileen's son, over-apologizes when anxious, secretly writes codes that would humble a Silicon Valley intern, and reflexively high-five the ghosts who still haunt the park addict. May Magpie, Mordecai and Margaret's daughter, runs a graffiti-inspired AR channel where she paints sky murals. No drone camera can quite capture her on screen. Persona is sleek. Her off-screen doubts mirrors the same creative nerves her dad hid behind sarcasm. Pipe Panda, lone wildcard, talks faster than Rigby used to, decauses VHS tape the way Eileen used to toast bagels, and treats Pop's diary logs as both digital treasure and moral compass. Add Bebot to a refurbished coffee machine Benson built, inadvertently gifted with self-awareness. It reports KPI stats on espresso demand 1 minute, then contemplates morality if someone flips the decay switch. In a show that once weaponized Sentinel hot dogs, and an accidental espresso unit fits like a power glove. What really sells the Park Kids theory is emotional symmetry. Season 1 can split time. First half of each episode, present day adults juggle deadlines, property taxes, teenage eye rolls. Second half, the teen queue up another forbidden tape and the past floods in. Muscle car chases, dimensional cracking at arcades, pop cycle lizard gods. We, the audience, feel double nostalgia for old regular show mayhem and for the simpler panic of being 17, and convinced every stupid decision will follow us forever. Because here it actually does. The Quintel factor, one creator, multiple generations. In the middle of all this swirling possibility stands J.G. Quintel, part ringmaster, part OSHA inspector, trying to ensure the tightrope doesn't snap or worse, turn into a beige halfway of corporate notes. Fans trust him because history shows he protects note like a Dragon Guard gold. 2. In the AM, PM birthed regular show's DNA. The network declawed the original short, but enough to hide its pulse. A decade later, Netflix handed him close enough, and he spliced domestic dread with alien abduction key without losing heart. Industry reports whispered that Quintel's lost tapes contract contains an error or play clause. If Warner's Discovery shelves either 13-episode batch, they must cut him a penalty check that exceeds most indie feature budget. That clause is both shield and sword, it says. We believe the audience will show up, and if we cancel or if you cancel us for tax write-off, you'll feel it. Support isn't limited to signatures. Background art legend Paula Spence returned. Storyboard vets Benton, Connor, and Madeline Quirple run boots camps for newcomers, making them repaint season 3 stills until color harmony syncs. Even Mark Hamill, busy lightsabering his way across Hollywood voiceover, pitched in during a Twitch charity stream and he laughed. Yep, Skips punches something again. But high wire acts tremble in wind. Tone Whiplash, adventuring Gen Z kids can't drop Rick and Morty bleakness without betraying the warmth Pops died for. Lore overload. Too many timelines and villains walk on risks turning continuity into corkboard chaos. Algorithmic meddling. If analytic whisper, meme bait every 11 seconds, authentic dialogue may vanish under catchphrases. Quintel navigated Cartoon Network standards back when they banned showing butts. He convinced executives to let gumball machines yell, "You're fired!" on loop. Odds favor survival. And then we have the 5 questions everyone is obsessed with until trailer day. So what's really on those tapes? Was it Pop's final memorial? Was it Thomas' black market leverage? A teen vlog gone cosmic? Each answer rewrites motive. The second question, does Pops truly stay gone? Flicker Ghost cameos, respect the sacrifice. Corporeal resurrection risk cheapening it. Which path